Obviously, we need to explain what intuitive eating is, and I'm going to give you two explanations. This first one is the more layman one, eating when you're hungry and stopping when you're full. Simple. Some people have expanded it to mean eating healthy foods, healthy, of course, being the operative word here, and some have taken this in the opposite direction, eating whatever your body craves, regardless of health and diet culture implications. That is fucking insane to me personally. So let's cover what the original definition was. It was originally coined by two dietitians in 1995, specifically with the intent of helping those with eating disorders. And it is a 10-point process, which is as follows. 1, reject diet mentality. 2, honor your hunger. 3, make peace with food. 4, challenge the food police. I get that everybody wants to abolish the police, but maybe not this one, guys. 5, respect your fullness. I actually love this one. 6, discover the satisfaction factor. I think that means just noticing satiety for yourself. 7, honor your feelings without using food. This one presupposes that your dietary and body weight issues stem from emotions, which could probably be an entire episode on its own. 8, respect your body. A little vague, but yes. 9, exercise. Feel the difference. Not sure how this is intuitive eating, but maybe it's about how training can increase your hunger and cravings for certain foods. Or it's about how your metabolism increases when you exercise, so you generally desire food more often. Either way, I think everybody should be exercising. 10, honor your health with gentle nutrition. Again, it's a bit vague. I like the list, but it's got a little bit too much frilly language in it, right? So I'm going to try to fix this list at the very end with my own personal steps. I want to see what people actually think intuitive eating is. So let's go check some of that out. Let's see what Instagram says. Okay, so this is hashtag intuitive eating on Instagram. Let's see what people think. I eat whatever I feel. What people think happens. It's a bunch of cake. What really happens. It's a pretty varied diet. The thing is, though, usually what does happen is that people kind of just eat like shit. We can tell that that's accurate just based on the simple fact of more than 2/3 of the U.S. is overweight. We know people intuitively eat like shit. Five things that are part of being a normal eater. Snacking late at night. Going back for more with a picture of brownies. Making meals without a protein, and it's pancakes. Choosing foods just because it's comforting. Grilled cheese. Wanting something sweet after you eat. Cookies. Everything in this picture is something sweet. The thing that kind of confuses me about a lot of like more welcoming diets, I suppose you could say, is that they usually just become excuses to eat like shit. You know, like all these things are normal, I suppose, but normal doesn't mean good. Right now it's normal to be obese in the US. These tips are simple, but not easy. Meaning these are easy to do as long as you remember or make a point to do them. As a disclaimer, if your only goal with your nutrition is to develop a better relationship with food, you can skip steps 4 and 5, though I would recommend coming back to them at a later date. First, before reaching for food, ask yourself, why am I about to eat? Are you hungry, depressed, bored, watching TV mindlessly and wanting something in your hand besides your phone? Connecting the dots of why you may be eating can help you recognize disordered eating patterns. 2, the second one, eating only whole foods and only having whole foods in your home. No one has ever overconsumed whole, complete foods that they prepared themselves. And I challenge anyone to prove me wrong. Think of it like this. If you get the urge to eat, instead of your brain saying, let's eat this bag of potato chips, which by the way is pretty much the same as eating 4 pounds of potatoes, which you would never be able to do if it wasn't covered in salt and fat, you're going to look through what you have at home or what you have meal prepped. And you'll eat that instead of something processed or packaged or hit in a drive-thru. Third, pausing midway through your meal and asking, am I full? Our natural satiety signals have been overwritten with years of trash foods that the FDA has somehow approved for us, and we need to rewrite that mental coding around food, and it takes time. Fourth, you need to track every calorie that goes into your mouth for at least 3 months. You likely don't really understand food and the calories in it. To give a nerdy example, I love comic books and can tell you within roughly a 3-year margin of error what year a comic book was released just by seeing the cover. I can only do this due to years of handling and reading them. If you haven't weighed out pounds and pounds of foods, you will not be able to eyeball food and know how nourishing it is or how useful it will be toward attaining any body composition goals that you have set. But as a disclaimer, this part is only meant to be a learning phase so that you can have quantifiable metrics and experiences with food to hedge them against your intuition. Fifth, doing an elimination diet. This is the thing that my mom should have brought up.
Shame on you, Mom.
Not necessarily because it's like a fat loss diet, but because it's really, really good for giving you information about your body. But I digress. A fish does not know what water is, but if you pull it out of the water, it will immediately know. If you are having reactions to food, whether it is slight intolerances or full-blown autoimmune reactions, you will not know until you tease these foods out. I do have an elimination diet protocol that I do with all of my clients, so if that interests you, stick around to the end. I'll have an offer for how to set up a free consult with me. Sixth, you need to be following a consistent exercise program. At least 3 hours a week, ideally based around mobilizing tight muscles, strengthening weak muscles, and teaching your body the basics of primal pattern movement to bulletproof yourself against injuries. And seventh, pausing before your meal to consider the intention of the food in front of you. Is this a snack? Is this a meal? Does this food have a goal attached to it? And if so, is it conducive toward that? Do you have a goal, and does this food make sense for it? If there's enough interest in this, I'll write out a full guide with some videos, a shopping list, recipes, tools you can use. If you're vibing that, toss it in the comments. I'll work on it. If you're watching this right now on YouTube and there is a link up above my head, then I made one. So go check that out. Hey guys, if you got some value out of that question, please share it to someone else who needs to hear it. And I'm talking to you right now. If you want to ask your own question, you can go direct message me on Instagram at AndrewPFM. You can go toss a comment on YouTube, on TikTok at AndrewPFM as well, or my business Instagram at Pride Fitness and Movement. Yeah, hope to see you guys there. Later.